Howdy YouTube. So I've been using a DTR dual tension restorer for about 9 months, and when I initially read the website, the instructions were not really super clear and gave a lot of room for, well, try this, maybe it works, try that, maybe it works better, we don't know. So there's a lot of ambiguity, and I had to really experiment to find out what was best for my body. So I'm going to just basically tell you how to use the device the way that I found works best, and maybe you'll have the same experience as me. So this is going to cover anywhere from beginner to advanced usage. So first, when you buy the DTR, the default kit comes with a little rod and a push plate for the head of your penis. And then there's supposed to be rubber bands that go from here to here to provide a tension throughout the day that is sort of like flexible, which seems like a very good idea. But in reality, there's a little bit more to it. So I have a small frenulum remnant, so I found this regular plate would end up irritating that remnant and limit the amount of time that I can restore, so that would just slow down my progress. So what I did was I bought the notched plate, and then the way that you fit this is that this goes, the underside of your penis is here and the top's right there, right? So you clamp this together, you put this against your head, and then you pull your whatever foreskin you do have over this, and then you clamp that. And then once you've got a decent clamp on that, then you put the rubber bands on, and then you can get tension. One thing is, if you are really tight cut, you do not have enough skin to get your foreskin on this device, and this device is not really, it could be a little bit shorter right here, which would allow guys that are super tight cut to use it, but you might have to stretch and stretch and stretch until you can get enough foreskin to go over at least maybe a half of here. And when you can get about half of your foreskin at least on here, then you can start using some pretty serious tension, and as you build more foreskin, you can get your foreskin all the way up to here, and then you can get some serious tension. As you'll notice on my rod, I have cut off the section that has the rubber bands. And the reason for that is because it is rather long. This is normally a 4-inch, but maybe it's now 3 inches. It's rather long, and if you have a very tight cut, it will poke out of your shorts instead of allow your penis to kind of hang to the side. And that can create some image issues of their own that you don't need more of. So I cut that off, and what I do is I fit the device on, and then I pull all the way up to the maximum of what my skin can handle, and then I back off a little bit, and then I clamp on. And then in another 2 hours, I loosen it. I go all the way up to the max, and then I move it down about 10%, and then I clamp on. And by the end of the day, I may be all the way up here. And this is much better than the rubber bands, because the thing with the bands is the further they're stretched out, the more tension they have, but the more they go upwards, the less tension they have. However, your skin can take a certain amount of tension no matter where it is. And so what you really want to do is forget the rubber band system and manually adjust this a couple times a day. Maybe it's just like you just do it on your bathroom break if you're at work or whatever. But nonetheless, you can take more tension as the day progresses, right? So you should take advantage of all of that. If you do that, if you do this manual tension system, then you will have faster gains. Now, one thing that really isn't mentioned on the website is that this method where you're using the plunger and the tension is against the plunger builds a lot more inner foreskin than it does outer. So it's really actually more like a single tension device because it's only tensioning one part. What you need to do to get outer foreskin is to use the included tug pin. So you take the regular plunger out, you put this tug pin in here, Then in this case, instead of using the clasps that are included in the kit, I use a, this is like a pill bottle holder type thing where it's designed to easily come off and on. And so I find that this is much better and stronger. This requires some manual dexterity. Much better and stronger and more convenient. So what I do is with this little clasp here, I can just go like that and it's connected, or I can pull it and it's disconnected. And ta-da, you know, and it's very strong, no issue with strength. And then I take the strap that they use for tugging, which has a really good clamp at the end, if you can see that. They on the DTR webpage, they suggest that you clamp this to your leg with a little band on your leg. But I found that to be really inconvenient because as I would move my legs, I would be getting more or less tension. And what I really want is a constant 80% of what my body can stand tension, so that I'm not going into injury, but I'm also maximizing the amount of gain I can make. So what I discovered with this strap is that you can actually adjust the diameter of it, and then this is one way to do it. It might be mistaken for autoerotic asphyxiation, so don't do that in public. Another way is to use your shoulder and then adjust this a little bit down, and then you can get a tug that way, and you can actually wear this under your shirt and get away with it in public. So that's pretty convenient. Another way that I like to do tugging when I'm out and about is to use something that weighs 2 pounds and doesn't clank. So this is just a regular lock with a bolt, with a hex head or whatever. And I have another one of these clasps, and I connect that there, and then so that sort of hangs and has about 2 pounds. Not an optimal amount of tension, but not so much tension that I run the risk of this slipping off my dick and then this falling on the ground in front of a bunch of people. So it's better than nothing. Another technique I came up with for stretching the outer foreskin is I can actually connect this to a zip tie on the end of my desk and just clamp it down. You know, it works, and we can get the tension right by adjusting the strap. But I can't move around a lot while I'm working at home with this thing attached to the desk. So another thing is I can actually connect to the lower leg of my desk chair with another zip tie and clamp to this. And so I'm getting a nice downward stretch, whereas with the desk I'm getting more of a forward and upwards kind of stretch. So I can kind of change what direction I'm stretching in by depending on what it is I'm connecting to this. So that's there's a couple ideas to use this strap a lot better than what's outlined on the webpage. And as far as maintenance of the DTR goes, there really isn't much to it. The nylon body is built really, really, really well, there's nothing you can really do to make it wear. Now the only problem is these grippers. These actually do wear. I think they might be made out of silicone or something. And here's one of the grippers after about 4 months of usage. And here is a brand new one. And you will notice that I can kind of almost get this in here. But then I can't get this, I can't do it the other way. So what's happened is that the diameter of this has increased over time. And so it'll give you a progressively worse and worse grip as time goes on. So you're going to want to probably buy another couple spares of these when you get started, depending on how long you think you'll be stretching. And then also, one thing that happens is that the oils in your skin get this thing nice and coated. And so when you have it compressed, it's more likely to slip off. The more oil there is, and you can't really see or feel the oil very well, but when you wash this with dish soap, as recommended by the DTR guy, the grip becomes like tremendously stronger if it's been dirty. So you do need to clean this every other day or so, depending on how hard it is that you need to be pulling, which I would pull as hard as your body can take for 8 to 10 hours a day if you really want to get fast results. But again, as much as your body can take is variable depending on your body, right? So you're going to have to find out where that point between injury and optimal growth is. But always keep this clean so you can stretch at that point. So that's really all there is to it. The DTR is a really good device. It's a quality piece. Unlike the TLCX, it's more anatomically correct for getting the foreskin, so it can have a very good grip on the foreskin, more so than most devices. I think that if this were curved just a little bit differently, it would give you an even better grip, but I think that a lot of people that were new might end up injuring themselves a little bit like I did. As far as sensitivity goes, I find that when I've been using this a lot, my sensitivity actually goes down. So if I want to have intimate relations with a woman, the best thing to do is to maybe give it a break for a day if you want to feel anything, because this can really tax your skin and sort of put it in defense mode. So yeah, that's just basically it, and that's really all you need. You need the default kit. You want another gripper, the tug pin, and the strap that they sell, and that's essentially all you really need to get started. So hopefully this has been helpful to you, and you enjoyed it. So good luck with your tugging, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.